Good afternoon, everybody. Hello, welcome. Hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully you can see me. Let me just check preview behind me. There's always this awkwardness at the start of a live stream when it's like, am I live? Am I actually live? Can people see me? I can see myself, so that's a good sign. Hopefully you can all hear me. If not, let me know. I will change the audio settings, things like that, to make sure that you can hear me. Also, this year, brand new, we've got the new box set up here. Last year, we were blocking some things and some screens and some things like that. So this year, hopefully, you'll be able to see us a lot better without blocking very important windows and things like that. Welcome! I am Mark from RacingGames, and today we are getting started with F1 Manager 2023. And thanks to our friends at Fanatical, if you use the code F1MRG, follow the link below in the description or in the chat, it should be pinned at the top. You can get 19% off the game by using that link. So feel free to do that if you so wish. It really helps us out, really helps everybody out. Right, the title's a bit of a giveaway as to which team we're going to be starting with today. No spoilers, but yeah, we're playing as Haas. So let's go new career. Yep, we'll overwrite things, that's fine.
Formula One, the pinnacle of motorsport.
We'll listen to Crofty for a minute.
Audience and drama to match. All the attention is now on race circuits around the world.
Will we listen to Crofty?
A
bit jittery.
Show on Earth. Last year's regulation changes saw closer on-track battles. Anyone expecting a smooth ride from the 2023 season is in for a shock. With a shake-up in the paddock.
How's the game audio? Is the game audio okay? Can you hear Crofty okay?
F1 is primed and ready to light up the world.
I'm looking over here, by the way. This is the chat in this direction. Game is this way, and then you're obviously there.
And ensuring their pit crews make those box times as tight as possible. With a new era of racing now well underway, more teams than ever will be vying for points, podiums, and a chance at the championship. This is Formula One.
It's a very jittery cutscene, actually. Just, I think that's my PC more than anything. Yes, sounds great. Awesome. Thank you, Spidey. Awesome name as well. So as I said, we're going to be starting as Haas. We're not going to be making too many radical changes. We're going to try and pull out the inner rock star from within the existing team, if we can. Yeah, the cutscenes, I think it's my PC. I don't think it's the game. I think it's definitely my PC. It's a little bit on the laggy side when it comes to running these games. I think it's time for a hardware upgrade, if you ask me. Now I appear to be stuck in a loading screen. Excellent start. So again, for those just joining, if you wish to buy the game and you haven't done so already, follow the link in the description. It should be down there somewhere, or it should be pinned in the chat as well. And you can use the code F1MRG for 19% off F1 Manager 2023. Thanks to our friends at Fanatical. I actually am stuck in a loading screen. It's good, isn't it? Something's happening, I'm sure. Again, this definitely appears to be a hardware issue. Yeah, I'm covering the subtitles a little bit. I might have to do some chopping and changing if we do more streams on this then in the future. I think for the most part, once we've got through the cutscenes, subtitles are one side or the other, so it shouldn't be a massive issue. What is going on with the game? The day one patch has just been released. I've just been downloading it and installing it, so things are ticking away in the background as well. Okay, bear with everyone. I'm just going to go do some trickery here, and hopefully we can get the game back. Alright, here we go. Sorry about that, everyone. Right, new game. Let's go.
Formula One, the pinnacle.
We'll skip Crofty. There we go. That's the screen we like to see. Right. So we are going to be Haas. There is a team intro for these, but I'm not going to bother too much about that, especially as Magnussen is still loading in. So, I might as well just call myself. That's probably a good way to go. There we go. Experience. First time manager. No, I think we're a returning manager for sure. I wouldn't say experienced. You know, we did some things with Williams last year, but not a huge amount. But let's go. There might be more cutscenes. I'm very tempted to actually skip a lot of the cutscenes and let you you guys experience it for yourself when you get the game. I believe the game unlocks for you at 4 PM, if I'm not mistaken. 4 PM BST. So by the time this stream finishes, your game will be sat waiting for you to join. Very good timing. It's almost like we planned it. That was the cue for the game to load. There we go.
Hi, I'm Audrey, one of the team engineers. I'll be on hand to
Hello, Audrey.
familiarize yourself with
Was it Audrey last year? I think it was Audrey last year. And I am blocking something here, but it just says Bahrain's next, which is fine. We know what's next.
We're ambitious and have it all.
Right, so we can skip most of what Audrey says as well, because again, season pro here. We know what we're doing. We've been here before. So, do we replace the drivers first? No. No, we don't. I'm quite happy with Nico and Kevin. Pietro Fittipaldi is a pretty good backup as well in the old reserve slot here. Staff is something we may take a look at. But for the most part, I just want to get into the racing and explore some of the new features this year. So one of which is the sporting director and the pit crew. So we have a new pit crew window here where we can develop our pit crew. So right now it's the schedule that's being worked on. Season performance, there is none. This is the first race of the season. And yeah, do we raise the salary of the pit crew? No. Pit stop time, that's actually pretty good, 2.7 with the new regulations as well. That's very good. And then, I mean, if they were fatigued now, I'd be worried because all they've done is join the team, basically. So, yep, that's one of the new features. Most of the new features we're going to be seeing in the actual race itself, or at least out on track. One thing we could do, though, is take a look at the drivers and take a look at their development. Thank you, Audrey. She knows. She knows. She does. She definitely knows. Okay. So, we can have a look at Nico here, and we can see what kind of stats that we need to improve. I think pace on short runs could be a good one. There's 3 in the 70s there. Race strategy as well. Overtaking, defending, pretty low. Wet track, I mean, Bahrain, what's the likelihood of it being a wet race? Pretty low. Pretty low. So I think wheel to wheel or race strategy would be a good one to start with. To be honest, wheel to wheel is probably going to be the best one. We don't have a race simulator. That's something we should look at. Paired engineer, well, he's only just joined, so that would be low. And morale, he's happy. He's back in F1 after an absence that some may say is far too long. And I'm one of those people. It's good to see him back in the sport. As for Kevin then, we could probably get him on something like strategy as well. Just to go something different. Again, simulator not built. He's alright with his engineer. You know, occasionally they'll nod at each other when they pass each other in the corridor. But otherwise, they're not pally-pally. And that's probably it for that. Pietro. What should we get Pietro to work on? I mean, there's a lot. Long runs. I feel like putting him in the car for P1. Just to see what he can do. Maybe race strategy as well. And because I've seen it now, I'm tempted to go and... Facilities, there it is. Can't read. Look at getting a simulator, which is what? There's a CFD simulator. Staff facilities. Race simulator, there it is. So that's $1 million well spent, I would say. That gets us off the ground. We could have a team hub as well. It works for development. Boosts morale. Does improve attractiveness as well. How much is it? 800. Do you know what? Yeah. And obviously we're going to build our catering facilities, and we're going to kit that out as much as we can because, you know, why wouldn't you? Anything else we could look at right now that's important? Probably not a huge amount. Could potentially improve the factory. That's quite expensive. What is our money right now? Have things moved, or am I just forgetful? I'm just forgetful. It is down here. 13.4 million in the bank. I think we should hold on to some of that for now. We could maybe look at the car. See what kind of things we could develop. We've got 4 slots here. So we could look at developing something. What's weak on the Haas? That's a bit like asking what's strong on the Red Bull, isn't it? What have we got? There's a new chassis maybe? Or front wing, rear wing? Just naming parts at this point. I think a chassis is pretty good. A new engine would probably be better, but that's not our call, unfortunately. We have to wait till the end of the first season before we can start messing around with that. I think for now we'll just leave the car as is. You know what? Let's do that. Let's head to Bahrain. We can meet some of our staff here. So, Technical Chief. Is it Simone or is it Simone? I'm going to say Simone. Simone Resta. Head of Aero, Aaron Melvin. Some of these are names that I recommended last year that you hire, so it's good to see some familiar faces. Obviously, the race engineers, Gary Gannon and Mark Slade, and then the new guy, the sporting director, Toby Brown here, who, is he happy to be there? I think he's happy to be there. So that's the staff met. We've already met the drivers, of course. And yes, our CFD and wind tunnel hours we've got to work with. And I really do feel like we should take advantage of that and develop something for the car. But at the same time, I have no idea what to develop for the car. Thank you, Audrey. What could we improve? We're pretty low down for top speed. I think if we could improve top speed, that could be something that would benefit us greatly. So maybe we look at something that would improve top speed. So a new chassis would do that. Rear wing would do that. Side pods would do that. And we know how important side pods are in F1 at the moment. Underfloor would also do that. I think new side pods. Let's go for it. And then for testing, does it say how long I've got left? Yes, over there. Let's go for 2.1. That's a good one to start with. And then for wind tunnel, what's a third of 84? And he said 18 then, that's not right. Is it 28? Is a third of that? I believe that's the case. So that gives us a third left. 2/3 left, sorry, for each of those. And it gives us plenty of time to develop these. Which is good. We should get some performance. Yep. 0.08 kilometers per hour faster on the... Is it actually worth it? Is it actually worth it? Like, really? Sure. Obviously, we're going to improve here. So, drag reduction. We want to increase that. Definitely. Engine cooling. Sort of less fussed about that. Lifespan is something we definitely want to improve. But that does add to the weight. We could just leave that on default. Airflow middle. Airflow front. I'm almost tempted to leave some of these on default as well. See what we can do. Although that's improving. Low speed is decreasing, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Let's do something like this. 0.36 on the old top speed. But the only thing we're sacrificing here is low speed cornering. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Except we are heading towards Bahrain, which does have a couple of low speed corners. But I don't think this is going to be ready for Bahrain. We could look at some of the actually, that's a good one. Race performance. Engine cooling is terrible. We lose nearly 10%. But everything else, half a K. I'm going to do that. We could highlight attributes for Bahrain, which it has done for us, which is nice. Okay, development focus then. So let's stick 2 engineers, 3 engineers, 4 engineers. Let's see if we can... well, it's 4 days till the Grand Prix, so we're not going to get this done for Bahrain, but we might get it done for Jeddah. We'll see about that. We'll go with... yeah, we'll go with rushed, which is 18 days. We could do intense, but then that actually goes up. I'm not going to put 6 on it. Maybe 5. We'll put 4 on it. It's fine. Confirm. It's probably all wrong, but whatever. Right. Continue. Like I said, I want to get into actual, like, on-track action right now. I think that's going to be the more exciting part. Training schedule. So we'll come to that in a second. Driver development update. Yeah, next to none. They've not really done anything to develop right now.
Crew are a vital part of our team.
Right, so this bit I am going to pay attention to, Audrey.
Speed can make a big difference to a race outcome. When they're back at HQ in between races, the pit crew...
Again, let me know if you can hear Audrey. She's a little bit quiet at my end right now. So can you see me okay? Yep, you can see her okay. That's excellent. Oh, you can't see her now because she's planted herself right behind me.
But you can give them further instruction and focus on a specific area. The pit crew are always so busy training. You can access the team's training schedule through... Just bear in mind that as the pit crew's job, and therefore training, is very physical, they can become fatigued.
Just going to keep an eye on things here.
The constructor with the... Once you're happy with the pit crew trainings...
So let's say pit stop errors. We want to focus on that. And we also... I mean, wheels. To be honest, tyres in general, we want to focus on. So car release is a little bit slower, but everything else should be faster. Chance of mistake is reduced. Pit stop might go up by 0.01 of a second, which I don't mind that too much. And then car building, yeah, also looks good. So let's confirm that, because the last thing we want is to make a mistake in the very first race of the season. We don't want to annoy our drivers this early on. We want to give them some time before they realise how bad we are, you know. So, race prep. The game is a little quiet. Okie dokie. Let's see what I can do about that. I lowered the volume a little bit. Let's see if that's done anything. Right, so race preparation. Performance targets. We're not going to change anything here, because why would we risk the sponsor payouts? Reach Q2. Fastest lap, are you serious? And qualifying position streak. So qualifying position is 14th. We need to get 1 driver in the top 14. So basically, yeah, don't finish. Well, I mean, if we get both drivers through to Q2, this is a guarantee. Because you can't both be 15th. So one of them is going to be 14th. So that's good. Fastest lap, I'm a little bit... what are you thinking? But... yeah. Alright, race weekend. Let's go then. We'll see how we get on here. If things need to change a little bit after. If we need to bump up the pit crew. If we need to change some things on the car. Maybe swap a driver around. We can work on that. When we were coming up with ideas for this stream, one of the ideas was to do AlphaTauri and hire Ricardo. Which I'm sure a lot of people will be doing when they first get the game. The only reason we decided not to do that is there's whispers on the grapevine that he asks for a lot of money, and we're Haas, so... oh, no, we're Haas now. We would have been AlphaTauri. Not exactly the richest team on the grid. So, I was coming up with other ideas, and I just kept saying Haas are probably, on paper at least, one of the weaker teams on the grid right now. It used to be Williams, but they seem to be having a bit of a resurgence, so it felt like it I kept saying it has to be Haas, and then realised the pun, you know. So that's why we're Haas. Hopefully we don't get stuck in a loading screen again. It seems to be chugging away doing something right now. Something appears to be loading. That's the main thing. Seems to be the first time it loads something in, it struggles.
Bahrain,
there we go.
F1 is back.
Sorry, Crofty. That's going to be like my catchphrase for this series as well. It was last year, it's going to be this year. Here we go then. So, I would like to get Pietro in the car. Probably in place of Nico. Or do I? No, I kind of want to get Pietro in place of Magnussen, because Magnussen has at least driven for the team before. So we're going to try and get good setup knowledge, if we can. Definitely work on track acclimatization. For the run plan, 15 laps should be optimal for what we're trying to do. As for this, I'm going to go with the tried and tested method from last year, which is try and get all the bars roughly centered here. And then after the first run, you can adjust accordingly. So it's going to be something a bit like this, and then maybe flick the front wing a little bit. There we go. So that's you done, and then for you, whoops, wrong one. For you, Nico, once you've fought off all the media attention, of course, let's go with something a bit more like that, which is a bit random. It's very random, very, very random, but it works. Let's manage P1 then. We're going to send them straight out and see how they go. So I think Fittipaldi should be the tow provider this time. Here we go. First cutscene on track itself. Off he goes, and we'll send Nico out as well. All right, on board with Pietro for the outlap here.
Radio check.
Good for me too. Good day, Gary.
Yep, loud and clear.
I love the new radio messages this year. The way that, you know, they actually refer to their engineers and the engineers refer to the drivers by name. Last year it felt a little bit sort of broken. Not broken, but, you know, like broken up. Whereas this year the fact that they do actually, you know, talk to each other, direct call and response messages, feels a lot better. I don't know how it's going to work when you hire teams from drivers from other teams. Obviously, you know, Nico's engineer is Gary, so he's going to call him Gary. But I just think, yeah, the radio messages are a lot better this year. Massive improvement. Oh, bit wide there, Pietro, but not too bad. Once again, everyone, thanks to our friends at Fanatical at the top of the screen there. If you use the code, let me remind myself of the code F1MRG and follow the link in both the description and also pinned at the top of the chat, you can get 19% off F1 Manager 2023 if you're purchasing today. Thank you very much for that support, Fanatical. Much appreciated. Alright, Pietro here coming for his first hot lap, and we're going to watch it in style. Those of you who suffer a little bit from motion sickness, just an advanced warning. Visor cam, everybody. We're going visor cam. He's got a green hue to his visor here. Look at this though. This is cool. This is really cool. Like the driver head movement and everything. They actually appear to lean the right way around corners now as well, which is excellent. Just the bumps in the road, you can feel every sort of aspect of the track here. It's incredible. Look at that, he's looking at the apex, looking to see where his exit line is going to be. Now on the bit that I always spin out at. He's handled that pretty nicely, I would say. Down to turn 8, which is an absolute killer if your tyres aren't warmed up. And if that's not bad enough, 9 and 10, well, they tend to tap you on the shoulder and then kick you where it hurts when you're not looking, to be honest. There we go. He's got out of that one okay, got the rear wing wide open. Nico behind him, just doing the same. Kevin, driver's champion when? Ooh. Do you think he has it in him? I think he's got the ability to maybe win a race or two. I don't know if he's got championship mentality though. Bit of a controversial opinion, I know, but yeah. Here we go. Let's look at his sector times then, shall we? They should all be green, yep. They're not purple though, so someone is definitely going faster. Who's that behind us? That must be an AlphaTauri, right? They definitely appear to be going faster. Over the line, Pietro goes first. Now Nico has beaten him. And Yuki, wow, 2.1 between Pietro and Yuki. That's crazy. That is crazy. Alright, let's speed up for a bit now. We'll see see how this goes. Those asking if it's more challenging, during my test play the other day, I did the Qatar Grand Prix with Red Bull, and the game made it hard for me. Let's put it that way. Max spun out at one point. Perez was just Perez during quali. It was a bit of a nightmare getting a decent sprint and race out of them both. So I think I finished like, I think it was 3rd and 7th or something in the end in the feature race. Which isn't great for Red Bull, particularly a Red Bull that is so dominant right now. I have also noticed Fittipaldi doesn't have his name there on the totem. Strange.
How does the car feel?
The balance is good.
Yeah, understood.
Okay. Pietro's happy. What about Nico? Oh, let's find out how happy. Where are we at? Oh, that's pretty good. Look at that. We got cornering absolutely spot on, which now makes me terrified about changing anything. I'm going to have to move some things. What can I do to get cornering back where I need it? Something a bit like that. Oh, it's not going to be perfect. I need to do some moving there, and then we need to switch that one back. And now traction's all over the place. Man, I had this problem last year as well. Got to move one thing without moving everything else. There we go. That's pretty good. I don't know for certain if it has ultra-wide support. But if you wish to set up your own pit wall, I'm sure you could give it a go. You never know. If it works, that would be a really awesome setup, wouldn't it? Alright, 15 laps on the hards for Pietro again. He's got a very, very good sweet spot for most of his setups there. That's good to see. We are right down near the bottom.
How's your read on the balance and things?
Very snappy.
Okay, understood.
Alright, Nico, are you happy? You are not in the slightest happy. Let's see what we can do to help you then, my man. Let's see what we need. So hang on, revert this. Let's stop doing random sliders, Mark, and let's have a think about it, shall we? So oversteer needs to come up. So we can move that there, and that moves braking stability down. That also moves straights up, which is perfect. We then need to do something similar over this side. Yup. Now anti-roll, that moves traction the wrong way. But we need to move it this way to get both braking stability and cornering where we need it. But we can also get that out of tyre camber. And I imagine toe out would do a little bit as well. Yes, it does. So the problem is the wings affect lots on the car. The wings basically affect everything on the car, and then everything else is a bit more precise. Nico is a fickle son, isn't he? This is very tricky. Right, let's have another look. Gonna spend all of P1 now trying to get Nico happy, because I feel like Pietro, we've hit the sweet spot with a lot of his stuff. So that gets almost everything where we want it. There you go. Everything's back in the blue if we do that. Let's do that. And we'll get them both back out. At this point, whoever gives who a toe, it's irrelevant. You know, we'll just send Pietro out as soon as he's ready. We need to start seeing his lap times come up. And here goes the Hulk. Alright, are you going faster or slower? Right now you're going slower, but that might be because you're fully fueled. The old white dash line there is flying around the track. There's De Vries ahead of him. Anyone else sad to see Nick De Vries replaced the way he was? It's good to see Ricciardo back, don't get me wrong, but very, very harsh on Nick. Very harsh. 10 races into a season to get binned like that. I guess that is the Red Bull way, though. Alright, Pietro is not getting faster. If anything, he's getting slower. We'll see what his setup is. It might still be optimum. It might be good. He's almost got his full feedback anyway. That's the main thing.
How does the car feel?
There we go.
Balance feels pretty good right now.
Okay, balance
Okay,
feels
understood.
good. Where are we at there?
Pit lane.
Limiter
That's-
on, please.
85 is good.
stop on the
85
marks.
is good. What can we do to move straights? I think only wings move straights, right? Yeah, that's bad. Maybe camber? Is camber? No. I thought camber would affect it though, because the old Mercedes dual axis steering was affecting straight line speed. So I do need to somehow move the wing that way, whilst at the same time keeping everything else where it needs to be. Oh man. I do not envy engineers who have to try and calculate this on the fly. Now I've lost cornering. So let's say now I've lost braking stability, which I can actually get back there. That's not terrible. That could work. We could try that. If it is bad, we'll just revert back to the previous one. That's fine. I can live with that. Oh, I didn't actually check if your tyres were any good, but never mind. There is still a thing, by the way. If we follow Nico for a bit, when we call him in. There we go.
How is the balance? How's the balance?
So if we watch, where
It's
is he?
much better.
Okay.
They do still drive straight into the garage, or at least they did when I played it last week. So if we watch him now, as he comes in, he's probably going to swerve straight into the garage. I get it, you know. In fact, all the other drivers are doing it there as well to show us. I get that, you know, that animation is not easy, jack the car up and things, but at the same time, I'd love to see what kind of turntable system they've got in there to be able to spin that car around and get it pointing the right way. Okay, 85. That's pretty good. And I feel like we can get away with only moving tiny things here. So like a little bit of that. That's quite a big movement, but that should be fine. If we then cancel it out with this. Straights is now the wrong way though. Wow, yeah. That's when it all starts to go wrong. So I need to get traction to the right and straights to the right. Which that does do. So the game unlocks at 4 PM for those who've got early access. That's not terrible. So that's why those waiting right now, you won't have access just yet. But by the time this stream finishes, you will be ready and raring to go, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm definitely not managing P2. Someone else can take charge. We'll get Gunter back for that one. I'm tempted just to leave Nico as is, because he's such a pain in the backside to get going. Something like that. That gets straights where we need it. Now, wings are the only things that affect straights. So everything else, we should be able to get back. Yeah, pretty much from this. But these take massive leaps. And again, it's the wrong direction for both. I think this, although oversteer is now in the wrong place. Okay, a bit of rear wing. Nope. Bit of front. It has to be front wing. Let's try this. We're probably going to lose the traction, but it's fine. Tyres. Have you got life left in them? 38 laps. Yeah, we'll just send you on the same tyres. Who cares? We're trying to save money. That's why we got a pit wall that looks like a Barbie house. Okay, out you go. So Pietro's times probably aren't going to be faster at all. I'm expecting that. I'll send Nico out. How long's left? 6 minutes. So actually I needn't have bothered sending them out at all, to be honest. Hopefully they've improved a little bit how the simulating sessions goes as well, because sometimes they take all of your good work and they just chuck it in the bin. So I'd quite like to see if they do actually improve that. We've got some good feedback coming in here from Pietro as well.
Okay, checkered flag, checkered flag.
Checkered flag then. We are 17th and 20th, split by the Alfa Romeos. That's about what we were expecting though, in all honesty. We're not expecting miracles.
Yourself, use the time to experiment with the back.
Thank you, Audrey. So we got a fair amount of stuff going on. Okay, P2. We're gonna have Magnussen back in the car, and we'll put them out on the mediums, I suppose, but we are going to simulate the session. I just wanted to see what Pietro could do, you know. And, you know, Kevin's got up into the 11th place, which I'm happy with. Nico up to 15th, so yeah, I guess the gamble kind of paid off. Setup satisfaction 96%. Kevin is sorted. Nico's up to 87. That's closer, but not perfect. No, we're not going to send you out on... Oh, we're going to have to send you out on softs, apparently. That's worrying. I guess we're reserving compounds for the race. Okay. And yet Nico still has mediums remaining. Okay. We'll just, yeah, simulate. See where we're at. 8th and 10th. Pretty happy with that. Sergio top. 8th and 10th though, that's good. 90 and 97. 97! Yes! 90's good. 83%, 86%. We might have a good quali here. Starting confidence looking good. Oh, please pull off some overtakes now as well. If we end up on a low confidence because of poor, well, poor management,
as the drivers fight
not going to be great.
Grid position.
Bahrain's track is dusty and abrasive. And
yeah, we know about Bahrain. Anyone who's played an F1 game, they know Bahrain like the back of their hand. It's the first track you come to. Every time you start a new save, it's Bahrain. We know Bahrain. Okay, so setup. Should we do the 2 flying laps with a cooldown in between? We could do that. Just to mess around in... Actually, no. Q1. Let's be serious here. 1 flying lap. The setup here is absolutely perfect. Everything looking good. So, Kevin, you are ready. As for you, Nico, again, you're pretty much perfectly ready to go. 1 flying lap. Let's do this. Who are we going to ride on board with then? That's the question. Well, let's get Nico out first.
Okay, should be green.
We'll send Kevin out directly behind. I think we're going to ride on board with Kevin. But let's get them round the track first. We'll go for... Let's go for this cam. Oh, wow. Okay, he's warming up his tyres. I genuinely thought he'd lost control of his car then. I was about to say, what are you doing?
A driver's confidence level can be impacted. A driver with higher confidence...
So driver confidence is something that's new this year. If I hover over Kevin here, for example, you can see his confidence. If he pulls off a good overtake, his confidence will go up. If he messes up an overtake or gets overtaken, his confidence could drop.
Okay to go now.
We've lost the... Oh, it's all deltas now.
Good to go.
That's fine. Setup is also something that impacts on confidence, driver experience, all sorts of things like that. Can I show the driver's eye? Yeah, we can do visor cam again in a minute. We've already done visor cam once this stream, so I thought I'd show off some of the other camera angles. These are returning ones. Visor cam is the new one this year and looks incredible. But yeah, next flying lap we'll do visor cam again because it is awesome, unless you suffer from motion sickness, in which case it's awful, but it is awesome. It's such a cool camera angle. They didn't have to do it. That's the thing. Frontier did not have to add visor cam. Perfectly happy with the options we had last year, but they've gone the extra mile again, and it is incredible. The level of detail. No problem at all. Here we are then down the back straight. Got some green sectors, which is good to see. That was a weird line through there, Kevin, but never mind. Coming round, is this turn 12 or 13? I think that's 12, right? Then 13's the one we've just gone round, and then it's 14, 15 at the end. It's 2 corners at the end, not 1. I always forget that. Here we go then. That's the penultimate corner. This is the final corner, and then straighten up on the pit straight here, and then charge to the line. And we are first and third with Nick De Vries separating us, as he is on the track as well. Excellent stuff. Good job, Kevin. Verstappen obviously going faster. This is where the reality kicks in, though. We are 3.4 seconds behind Verstappen with Nico.
Mode in, please, Kev. Mode in.
Which is a little bit depressing, but it is what it is.
Pit lane.
Do we go for another set of new
And
softs, or do we
white
stick on the
line.
ones we've got? I'm tempted to stick on the ones we've got, in all honesty. We'll just reconfigure and get them ready to go. We could do a second lap when the traffic decreases slightly, mid-session. Now I like to do an alternative thing, so Nico went out first last time, so this time Kevin's going to go out first. And we'll ride on board with Nico this time as well.
Just watch out for Stroll. Just work on your tyres.
So as Nico comes around here,
Try and work
Getting
on the
weaving.
car a little bit.
getting all that heat into those tyres, desperately trying to get the maximum performance out of them. Where are we at with tyres? Can't actually see because it's being automatically controlled. Here we go then. Visor cam with Nico. He's gone for a more of a bluish tint by the looks of things. Night races though, it's always difficult to get the visor right, especially when there's floodlights around. This is the one everyone wants. This is the...
Charge off and moon push.
Did he just drive into the back of Magnussen there? I need to see that again. I'm just going to watch it back on my other screen here. He just went straight through the back of Magnussen, and yet they're both fine. Okay. Yeah, look at, I mean, the driver head movement on this is just incredible. They've really, really thought about it. They lean into the corners. Just, yeah. You get the proper broadcast mode in this game. Absolutely fantastic. Right, Nico is improving. Kevin is not. As long as we're faster than 5 other drivers, that's all we need. Like I said, motion sickness. The way he sort of snapped his neck there looking into that corner. Yeah, this game, man, it's just... I love Frontier for various other games that they've made, but the F1 Manager series is just top notch. There'll always be something that people find that, oh, I wish they did this instead, or they should have done that instead, but considering what we've got here, it is so much better than what we deserve.
For reference, you are P13.
Magnussen
Okay.
P13.
Mode in, please, Kev.
Hulkenberg 17th. He didn't improve by much.
You're P17.
Oh, he's knocked about a second off his lap, actually, saying
Roll.
that.
Okay, press in button, then we'll box now.
He's not happy, though. That's good. It means he wants to go faster. Right. This time, lads, you get new tyres. I'm feeling generous. We've got to get you out quick, though. And it's Nico's turn to go out first again. Where is he? There he is. Okay, we've got a good toe there. Hopefully set up. We'll follow Magnussen this time. We've got a good toe from the McLarens as well. We seem to have let an Aston overtake us for some reason. Maybe he was on a fast lap.
Good gap ahead.
Here we go then. Rear wing open.
Remember, charge off and mode push.
Yeah, I think the Aston was on the end of a hot lap. Get that Aston out of the way. Thank you. Who is that? Is it Stroll? No. It was Alonso. Of course it's Alonso. If anything goes wrong, it's always Fernando. Right, I want to see some green sectors here, please, Kevin. Yep, that's a good one. And Nico's going faster too. Both of them are in the danger zone right now. Actually, Magnussen's just above the danger zone, but he needs to put in a good one here, because there's not going to be another opportunity. This tells you what we need to do to improve the Haas. Just need it to go, basically. Go Haas. Red Bull there, letting us past. Again, another reminder, everybody, if you're looking to purchase the game today, you can save 19% off F1 Manager 2023 by using the code F1MRG and the link in both the description, pinned to the chat. Yeah, use the link, save some money. As well as us saving Haas, we're also trying to save you money today. Thanks to our friends at Fanatical for supporting us today. Right, did we do it? 12th. Nico 20th. I think he got held up by traffic. So Nico's out. But Kevin could be through. It's going to be tight.
We're currently
gonna be
P12
tight.
in. Box this lap.
Depends if anyone else is coming through on laps right now. We just held up the Aston there, so that might be one. How are we doing? No one... Oh no, I think we are actually through. There's not enough drivers still out there. Yeah, sorry Nico. I think might not have got him out on track at the right time. I think that was the problem. Could have perhaps waited a little bit longer. So he cut a hole for Kevin, but yeah. Not normally one to get into these games, but I absolutely love motorsport and F1. Yeah, that's the thing. So if you're not into management games, but you like F1, this is still a really, really good game because it's basically putting you in the role of team principal, head engineer, head of development, all those sorts of things. So you get to learn the sort of inner workings of F1, how it works with, you know, tyre management and car development and all sorts of things like that. It really does make you think. Alright, we might as well go nuts with Kevin then and see if we can get him into the... what are we doing? Run plan. So we want 2 laps with a cool down lap in between. Car setup and everything like that. We just, yeah. Tyres, new set of softs. Let's go. It makes you think what other sort of racing management games if Frontier could develop using this platform. I can think of a couple off the top of my head, but yeah. I think right now though, focusing on F1 is a good place to start. We'll let them continue to excel at F1 management games. Alright, Lando is very kindly cutting us a hold here. Even if you're a sim racing fan, like you say, being able to play a management game like this, it's not sim racing, don't get me wrong, you're not sat there with a wheel and pedals or anything, but it is a whole new kind of racing sim, where if you really want to, you can sit in front of the screens like this, you can put your headset on, you can chuck it against the desk and shout at Michael if you want to. You can really live out the role of a team principal. But as I say, it's the inner workings, it's learning things about F1 that you wouldn't really have thought about before, like on the right hand side there, top right, you've got the rubber levels, you've got the grip levels. You know, if it rains in this game, it washes the rubber away, so you have to work with a green track. You don't want your drivers to go too far offline because the grip levels reduce. All those sorts of things where as a driver, you kind of know about it and it becomes second nature to you. But from above, looking down like this, it's something you don't necessarily consider. Got some green times on the board, but we are only the second car out, and there's no purples, so we're not going to go fastest. Lando crosses the line, 1:33.3. Oh, 1:32.9. We have gone fastest. Well, there you go. Stroll very quickly beating us, but for a second there, we were top of the table. It's a great thing that Frontier do. They build a basic platform for a game, and then they build upon that. So normally with their games, it'll be a DLC or it'll be a sequel where they you know, add the next level to it. More often than not, it'll be DLC. With this, because it's an annual title, you know, some of the features they introduced last year, they've now built upon those. So the broadcast cameras, for example, they've added the visor cam, which is a really cool feature. And with the staff members, they've added the sporting director, which now introduces the pit crew and the training and that element. And because they've got training for the pit crew, they've now been able to add driver development, so you get to focus more on how your driver actually develops, rather than just, you know, I've got this skill point to spend, am I going to put it on braking or cornering? You can now allocate certain parts of your driver's development that you want to focus on more. Did we do 2 flying laps? I guess we did. Do we give him new softs? We're not going to use them for the race, are we? So we might as well. Okay. But yeah, there's so much that they add on each year that just makes it better. Why am I not able to go out? There we go. Confidence is getting higher. Be interesting to see what you can do with this lap. Again, Lando's not far in front. He's far enough away that we're not going to get a slipstream, I think, but yeah.
Okay, gap is good.
I mean, can you imagine this platform with things like GT racing or even like Le Mans or something like that, where you can manage the entire race? Whoever is dedicated enough to do that, it's not me, I'll tell you that much, but yeah, you can almost like cut and paste any sort of racing into this. Formula E would be a good one to add. That would be a fun one. I can imagine that working really well with this. Yeah, the sky's the limit though. Look, just the camera angles there as well. They have the ones in the curves that the cars ride over. So cool. That Aston blocked us on Sector 1 then. So hopefully we get a little bit quicker here. And that doesn't hold us up too much. No, I don't think we do have time actually for another run after this. So it is this one or not. Now or never. It has to be now. Such a bad pun, but I love it. It has to be Haas. I'm just watching the viewer count drop now I've said that. Nope, it's stable. Fair enough. If you like corny dad jokes, I can probably come up with some more. How's the game looking for you as well? I'm sort of running it on slightly stretched resolution on my screen here. 4K monitor, but I'm playing in 1080. But from what I can see on OBS here, it looks pretty damn good.
P P11 now.
P11.
Mode in, Kev, mode in.
We're not going to be able to get back in time. You can save mid-race, yeah, or mid-session. So if I come up here, I can save. There we go. We've saved mid-session. Again, that's a feature that a lot of people were asking for. Not everyone has the time like this to sit and run an entire race weekend. So they've added it in now. You can save mid-session. Come back to it 3 days later, not having a clue where your drivers are or what your race strategy was or anything like that. But yeah. So we are knocked out in Q2, sadly. Not far off though. We were 0.02 of a second away from getting through, and we have achieved the objective of finishing above 14th with one of our cars.
I'm afraid we are not going through to the next session.
So I'm pretty happy with that as a qualifying performance. If we can take advantage of race strategy now.
Welcome to race.
This is the bit I always struggle with though. So if anyone in the chat has qualifications in race strategy, that would be excellent. Let's see what we can do though. So first of all, driver confidence. I thought Kevin's actually went up a little bit, but maybe it didn't during quali. Maybe because he got knocked out still, so it went back. So let's have a look at strategies. We could go soft, soft, medium. Go medium, soft, soft. I'm noticing there's no hard tyres here. Do we not have hard tyres? Surely we have hard... Yes, we have hard tyres. Why is it not suggesting hard tyres? So we could go for a... Start on hards and then do a really long stint. And then switch to mediums. And push. Which is a really stupid idea. One stop is the key here. But I think for Kevin... I might go with one of the suggested options here. I think soft, medium, soft could be a good one to go for. But if I edit it a little bit, we'll put him on softs a little bit later, and then he can go a little bit harder on them. Something a bit like that. We could even start a little bit harsher on the softs. That could work. So estimated race time. We're shaving 7 seconds off our race time. But let's go with that. And just like last year, one of my drivers is going to be a guinea pig. And that driver, Nico, thank you for volunteering. So we're going to put you on the hards and then the softs. And you're going to switch to the softs a long way into the race. Like lap 39 could be a good one. Maybe lap 38. We're going to create strategy D, and that's going to be your race strategy. These may change if there's safety cars and things like that. We could potentially swap things around a little bit. But I think for the most part, this is how we're going to go. And obviously for you, we're going to do that. For fuel, we could just stick it on 57 and rely on a safety car. There are a few more features that I can show you during the race though that would determine things like aggression and ERS usage and things like that. But I think just to get going here, that's not bad. Let's get into the race and see how badly we've actually messed this up. I love it. Last year I had some experts in the chat that gave me a lot of useful advice to get through, particularly from week 2 onwards. But for this, you know,
the floodlights are on.
We'll fly by the seat of our race suits and see what we can do. Here we go then. 5 red lights. And off we go.
And away we go.
And we'll watch Magnussen. We'll ride on board with Kevin. So here then, we want to go tactics.
It always pays to talk.
So this is new for this year. We're going to go high aggression. Neutral for that.
Copy.
Don't fight teammate would be a good one to have. Have we gained a place? Lost a place? I think we started 11th and we're still 11th. So yeah. You are not fighting your teammate though. There we go. Alrighty. So we are away. And already there's a gap opening to the Alpines in front. But there's a very good chance the Alpines might hit each other. So we can sneak past when that inevitably happens. Is it 3 times now this year? Definitely twice they've hit each other. Australia and Hungary spring to mind. I'm sure there's a 3rd time where they collided. They don't seem to hate each other, at least, as soon as that. And Hungary wasn't either of their fault anyway, so it's fine. Here we go then. Come on, Kevin. Something else I need to do here quickly is ERS usage. I need to get rid of Audrey. Tick that box there. I'll do that for Nico as well.
Yeah.
There we go.
Plenty of K1 available when you need it.
So now they'll be using a lot more ERS for attacking and defending. How close is Sonoda? Okay. He is gaining, sort of. We do seem to be getting away from him in the corners, though. It's just down the straights where he's catching. I was saying that, we did just pull away from him again a little bit. Where is he? He's a distance. He's a distance. Lap 2 then. I don't think we're going to be catching the Alpines enough here. Varies. They keep pulling away and then we catch them again, and then they pull away and then we catch them again. Oh, I thought we were about to plough into the back of Ocon there. Okay, let's speed up to lap 3 when the doors opens. Someone spun. We've gone up a place. Who spun? Who's dropped? Hulkenberg's up. Oh, it's Russell. Wow. Look at that. He's lost the rear end. Round and round he goes. And there's his driver radio. You didn't see it. It was behind me, but you could actually hear his radio. It's a really cool new feature, his driver radio in replays. So yeah, a little bit of a slowdown there because of the yellow flag. We're 2.4 seconds now behind Ocon. We are catching up again. I don't know if there wasn't a VSC or anything. It was just a yellow flag. But yeah, lost a bit of speed there. We've got very hot tyres, so we'll just cool those down a little bit. We're not going to do anything with fuel usage. We could go with deployment. Is that a bug or a glitch where they drive into the rear? I think it's a glitch. I think it's definitely not intentional. Let's put it that way. Now this is something I do actually have one minor grievance with when it comes to this game, is right now I've got high overtake aggression, and you can see here the things that it affects. So aggression, yeah, percentage chart, yeah, all that stuff. Now what would be cool, and I already ticked it here, is, not that one, sorry, this one, ERS battle assist. So that to me suggests that he will use his ERS to be more aggressive, try and make overtakes. But as you can see, we're losing a lot of ground here to the Alpines. The reason is, you still need to flick deploy on.
Mode push.
I feel like the deploy in harvest and things could actually be dropped next year in favour of the tactics. And just say if you're being more aggressive, use more ERS, and if you're being less aggressive, harvest. Or top up whenever you can. Try and be a bit more strategic. It's that fine line between the game basically managing itself and being too autonomous, but also having to like micromanage everything, particularly when you're doing it with two drivers as well. It's very difficult sometimes to keep track with everything that you're doing. But we are starting to gain again now. A little bit. It's not 2 seconds anymore. And we're keeping a gap to Sonoda, which is good. Let's ride on the old visor cam for a little bit, and then we'll start to speed up. I do think sometimes the driving into the back of each other is literally a visual glitch as well. Like the game doesn't realise there's meant to be a car in that part of the track, so you just drive into what the game thinks is an empty part of track. If we could get within DRS range, that would be good. But I don't really know how to do that without using all of the battery and also all the tyres. Go a little bit more aggressive on these again.
Just pick up the pace.
Yeah, copy.
It's happening. We can go speed up for a little bit here. Just let things go. There we go. We're within overtaking distance of the Alpines now. Both of them, in fact. So if we get a good line here... Look at that, he's going for it. Let's see if I can get past on these tyres the way they are. So he's pulled out of the line there. This isn't DRS, this is pure ERS usage. trying to make the move, make it stick. We have now completely run out of... oh, he's gone wide. Never mind. Kevin. Has he actually crashed there?
Yeah, my bad.
Now
I think, did he hit
be
him?
able to take a look here. Now here we are at the final corner. Tries to get by. And the impact on the car,
Oh, he got hit.
it's
I think
quite
he got
clear.
hit.
And that won't do their
So we do
confidence
still
any
technically
good.
gain a place there. And if there's no damage to the car, then we're
And
laughing.
you can just feel the frustration from the team watching on the monitors.
Not ideal. So let's put that back to... We can do top up now, because I think there's a gap to the car behind. Has he got...
No more overtake.
Copy.
Alright, Nico, you can harvest
Charge
for a bit.
Copy.
Nico's up to 18th now, because of the crashed Alpine.
Okay, charge on, charge on.
Yep.
Where are we at? Minor damage to the suspension and the chassis. I think we're okay. I think we can keep racing. He's got a 5-second penalty though. That's harsh. I don't think it was his fault myself. Alright, Nico, you're fine with your tyres. We might watch Nico for a little bit now. I think if we get his ERS up a little bit more.
How's the test?
Tyres are quite hot, Kev.
How are your tyres overheating? Oh, that's huge. We might have to pit soon. That's, yeah, that's not ideal. That's a huge spike there on the old... we might have to switch to hards. And then carry on with the 2-stopper. God, that's agonising. Alright, you can go back to neutral. You can definitely go back to neutral.
Charge off.
Yep, copy.
Kevin's in trouble. He's got... Oh, never mind. He's sort of in trouble. He's got Lando right alongside him.
Keep pushing.
You see now he's lost a little bit of confidence because of that. He got overtaken. But, you know, he's given it a fair old go here, and they've crashed as well. And a VSC.
We've got a yellow flag here.
Nasty
Let's
language
take
there.
a look at the replay. Let's have a look at the action. It's all at the final corner.
Final
Pushing a
corner
bit
and
too hard at
Kevin
this
Magnussen.
point. And not just one car involved in that, as you can see.
Wow,
I wouldn't
Lando
be
just
surprised
carried
if
on.
There were a few words exchanged when they get back to the paddock.
He has just stopped though, and I thought that was something that was
it's
changing
not
this year.
going the way-
Unless he is out, which I don't think he is. Oh, he is out. No, he's out. He's absolutely out.
VSC. Positive on
So other teams' tyres.
Copy.
Yeah, who have we got? We're the only one out on hards right now. Lando's come into pit. Russell and Gasly, I imagine, have both... I can't imagine Russell is still on the tyres he started the race with. He must have pitted. Yeah. Okay, so we're just watching Nico now then. Trying to keep Nico in the race. He's unable right now to gain at all on Piastri because of the VSC, which seems to be going on for an awful long time. And his tyres are definitely cooling down right now.
VSC ending.
There we go.
Copy.
Right, so you... Might as well turn that off as well.
We'll just hold them off.
So Nico up to 16th.
DRS enabled.
DRS re-enabled. Now we can push. So let's go with deploy. Every time the track straightens up,
Yeah,
you
copy.
press that button. Is a good place to execute that. Yeah, look at that. Was that half a second we just gained on Piastri in the space of one straight? Now obviously we've got to be careful, so we'll switch back to neutral for a bit.
Okay, charge on, charge on.
Copy.
Remember, we're on a one stopper right now, so we don't need to push, we don't need to fight, we don't need to do anything. We can just see it out. Particularly those who started on soft, they'll be coming to their first window soon. our woeful lot with Magnussen. The fact that he did this, basically the same incident, almost in consecutive laps, on the exact same corner. That's just, it's rough. It is rough. Where's Ocon now? He's up to 8th. So it was Gasly we must have hit. Oh yeah, because Ocon overtook Gasly and then we ended up alongside Gasly. Use fuel. I'm going to kind of sit on my fuel for a little bit, because I feel like that could be an end of race, like, gun-ho approach. Yeah, Magnussen binned it. He took out an Alpine, then he took out Lando. So at least he went out swinging. Hulkenberg is just, yeah, cruising. He's got good tyres. The only one with better tyres than him right now, Norris and Gasly. Yeah, no one else has stopped yet. So this could kind of go in our favour still. We've lost a position to Russell, but he's not our fight. Save fuel, push on mediums. So I think what's the strategy to go for? The strategy is to go for softs, but we could pit earlier and switch to mediums. Softs might be a bit optimistic, particularly if we do need to tell him to go a bit more aggressive. We'll see. For now though, we can just, yeah, sit back and watch the race for a bit. See how things go. As long as we don't lose a place. I don't think Lando's going to catch us. I'm pretty sure Lando's got damage. We'll just cruise in 17th for a bit. Bloody Magnussen, honestly. Right, Albon and Sargent are now both behind us. People telling me to go mediums. Alrighty. Sounds like a plan. Let's see what we can do then. Is it worth creating the strategy now? We can maybe pull this back a bit. And then do something like that. Or do we just carry on with what we were doing and flick that up? Don't want to cook the tyres. We might give ourselves these two options still. We're just sort of having a middle of the road race right now, really. We're only 19 laps in, and it feels like everything's happened already. So our pit window is when? 38 on the current strategy. But I can see that changing. We're up to 13th now. It does very much depend on whether the AI is on a 2-stopper or not. The fact that... Who's pitted now? Let's have a look. So Hamilton's pitted and he's on mediums, 94%, and we're not halfway through the race yet. So do you reckon he could make it to the end? I'm not certain. Same with Ocon. I mean, Albon and Sargent definitely aren't going to the end on softs. So if we can make a 1-stopper stick, then yeah, we could be looking at a good finish here for Nico. He's almost in the points now. But he has got Albon breathing down his neck. But we've told him to defend. This could be getting interesting. We're in the DRS zone. This is going to be a very, very short fight. Here he comes. Although we're defending. Look at that. He's stuck his car in the middle of the road. Albon has to go the long way round. Ooh. Down to 12th, but can we get it back? No, I think he's snuck past. Yeah. But now we've got DRS.
I don't understand what's going on. Okay, let's make the most of it.
We're not using our ERS though. I feel like that is something, either I don't understand it or it's something that doesn't quite work as intended. So overtake aggression here is high, and I've got the ERS battle assist enabled. Driver change as well as tyres. Yeah, that'd be cool. That would be cool. Or if your driver retired as well, maybe just play a little cutscene in here of them getting out of the car. Because you've got the pit crew reacting and things like that, but it would be cool if you could actually see the driver reacting. How have we lost one? Yeah, something in my play style here is not quite going to plan.
No tyre managing required. Let's use it.
Copy.
We'll heat the tyres up a little bit. I'm still not halfway through the race yet. Just going to keep an eye on that tyre deg.
Everyone looking at
Oh, come on, Nico.
Get back in this fight.
All that hard work. All that hard work undone. Now he's got, no doubt, cooked tyres yet. Looks like that stint on mediums is going to be coming a lot sooner than we anticipated. And we've got Bottas right behind. Now we've got Bottas right in front. Now we've got Zhou right behind. Now could be a time to start considering burning more fuel. Just going to switch that to deploy again.
Mode push.
We need to get Zhou back here if we can. Yeah, I feel like the tactics thing with ERS usage doesn't really work that well. And now he's got low confidence because he's locked up and he's been overtaken. Download size for F1 Manager, that's a good question. The update I did earlier was like 43 gigs, I think. But I don't know what the overall game is. Good question. If anyone's able to find that out, feel free to post it in the chat. And also, I mean, this is the part where I go into a segue about saving Haas, but I feel like I've hexed Haas here, but we're trying to save Haas, and if you'd like to save up to 19% on F1 Manager 23, then use the link in the description or pinned in the chat and enter the code F1MRG. You can save 19% on the game, thanks to our friends just up there at Fanatical. Yeah, this is a big game. Big game. Piastri's right behind us now as well. Man, we really do need to make... I've got to remember, this is a one-stopper. Everyone else is on a two-stopper. You stick that car in the middle of the road, Nico. You do not let him past.
It's a yellow on the pit straight.
Stroll's locked up, turn 11.
Copy.
Yellow on the pit straight, though.
Here
That's
we are
not
then
this
at
one.
the 11th corner. Well, you could see the lockup, and they ended up their own passenger.
See this as well. They were supposed to stop that. Cars weren't supposed to just stop randomly on track. I feel like that's a day one patch thing though, for sure. Alright, Oscar, we've kept him behind. We need to keep keeping him behind. Whilst also trying to catch Zhou, who is pulling away from us. I'm definitely missing something here. He's got no confidence. Absolutely zilch confidence. Okay, already I'm looking at strategy. We need to change the strategy here. So we got B. Option B. Which is... bring him in a bit earlier. Switch to mediums. Run till the end. Keep it on a one-stopper. We'll constantly switch between yellow and orange in tyre usage. I think that's a strategy. So we're going to swap to B. So your new pit window is going to be lap 34. We're currently on lap 30. So let's keep Oscar behind for a few more laps, hopefully. Just entered the pit window. Excellent. How's everyone else tyre doing? De Vries 43, Stroll 36, so they're going to be coming in again. There goes Piastri. He's on 78. Is he going to do 25 laps on those tyres? I'm hoping not. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping he has to stop again and we've still pulled off a master stroke here. But it's really hard to tell. I have a habit in this game of everything's going well and then it all goes wrong. And we are now down in last place. Ocon's locked up though, but he's all the way up in 7th. We're just going to have a mammoth strategy here. It has to be a good stop as well. Nothing worth fixing. Yep, all good. Let's go. What's Piastri's rating? We can check
Box
after the
now,
race.
Nico, box now.
Copy.
Oh, that's something else that's new. So when you box now, you can box on the current lap or you can choose the next lap instead, which actually probably would have been better. So let's cancel his pit stop now. We'll do next lap. And we'll switch to the mediums. Hopefully that doesn't mess things up. Yeah, so he's going to continue for one more lap. Did he just get lapped as well? I think he did. We'll switch to aggressive now. Might as well. We could even
Just put
push
our
on the
head down.
fuel. And just go full on deploy.
If you don't need it, no lift and coast.
Why wasn't Frontier making these games when
Choose
Murray
that
Walker
K1.
was around? Probably because they were making Elite Dangerous and Planet Coaster and things like that and doing really well at those. But yeah, missed opportunity for sure. 2.7 pit stop, 16th fastest. That's about what the game predicted at the start though when we looked at the pit crew, so I'm okay with that. Let's get some heat into these tyres.
Mode push.
We'll calm down on the ERS for a bit. So we're 23 seconds behind Lando, who surely has to stop again, though he's on new softs. Who's definitely stopping again? Sargent's stopping again. Russell, Albon, Alonso, Sainz and Perez. Definitely stopping again. There's no way they're doing 20 laps on those softs. This is an interesting scenario we find ourselves in. Just cooking the tyres for a little bit. Don't mind me. Fuel usage is okay. ERS usage is moderate, I suppose. Don't want to be last on the grid. I also want to make some driver changes at the beginning. That's a good question. Alpine, possibly, if you don't mind losing Ocon or Gasly. Or maybe even Aston Martin. Or Alfa Romeo. Remove Zhou. Nothing against Zhou, but Bottas you kind of want to keep, just looking at where he is here and how well he's doing. Who's that behind us? That's a Ferrari, so we're getting blue flags. And our ERS. Let's harvest for a bit.
Okay, charge on.
So we've overtaken Piastri, but he is right up our backsides. I'm going to guess
Should be
Piastri
charge
stopped
off.
twice now. Yeah. But then some of the cars in front have also stopped twice. I don't think this strategy has worked very well.
Okay to push.
I feel like I'm definitely
More
missing
lift and
something.
coast, please.
There goes Piastri. The biggest gas. Okay, well you don't want to replace Gasly then.
Keep going, you're doing good.
What you could do is start at Alpine and hire Gasly's old race engineer to be his current race engineer. Just for the OK Pierre at the start of every radio message. Gasly! Come on, Nico. I want to see some overtakes, man. So we've got one driver who got a bit too aggressive and knocked himself out. We've got another driver who's got absolutely no confidence whatsoever. And even though he was on an optimal race strategy, just can't pull it off. Has he got past here though? This could be big. If he can get past Oscar, which he has temporarily done. His confidence did there go up, albeit momentarily. And a personal best sector 2. He's still fighting. There you go, he's past him. He's on the wrong line now, though. He needs to make this stick. Do not get knocked out. Was he inside him then? Who gets DRS here? Oscar gets DRS. Not ideal. This is a close fight. I feel like we should be on board watching this. That's probably the best angle for it. I think I'm just unlucky. I hope I'm just unlucky. If this is what I've signed up to, then oh dear.
Dangerous and to take averting action.
Maybe get this race back to us somehow.
I feel like the strategy was good. It just went against us slightly. The tyre drop here from the lock-up, that didn't help. And maybe if we had a rear gunner, I mean Nico was meant to be the rear gunner, but if we just had support from a teammate as well just to help, that could have been a big difference. But you know, we've got 13 laps left and there may be cars in front of us still that need to stop. Everyone wants visor cam. There you go then. We get to watch the crash from a proper FPS? POV. Don't know where I got FPS from. See, Oscar's throwing that car everywhere to try and keep us behind. We can get the inside line. I imagine he's aggressively defending and we're aggressively attacking. It's going to end in tragedy soon, but for whom? We can afford to keep our tyres this hot for a little bit. See, it's that there. He gets too close and he backs off. Now we're half a second behind again. I don't know if that's reality or if that's the game. You're missing the right strategy. Yeah, that's very plausible. Very, very plausible. God, every time I look up, I feel like we're going to plough into the back of it. Surely I can keep my tyres here for longer. I don't think they're going to get any hotter than 121. This would be where deploy would be useful. If I do top up now...
Charge on, charge on.
Worst places to do it, admittedly. Now, I did get Williams on the podium Season 1 last year. It was a bit of a fluke. It was safety cars and wet to dry conditions in Canada. But I got Albon into third. And it could have even been higher. That was an outstanding race. It's still on the channel if you want to check it out. Breaking Baku is the name of the episode. But yeah, what a race that was. Right, we need to get some kind of performance out of this car in the last 11 laps, 12 laps. There will be other stoppers ahead of us, I'm certain of it. But we're not going to capitalise on that, given the fact we're like 18 seconds behind 17. Come on, Nico. Get that foot planted, mate. I don't care if your confidence is low. I'd rather you wiped yourself out of the race, at least trying. Here we go. He's too far back. How is he a second behind? It has to be the tyres, right? Must be the tyres are too hot. He's got no
Just
traction.
hold back a little bit.
Safety car right now would be good.
And let's go charge on, please.
Oh, it's so close. and then we back right off again, and then we end up half a second behind. Frustrating. Start with Haas and sign Albon and Tsunoda. That would be a good save, actually. That'd be an interesting save. Put a decent driver, like, don't get me wrong, Nico and Kevin, they're good drivers, but get a really decent driver like Albon into a Haas and see how he does. And see if it is the car or if it is the drivers. Because we're so close, and I know his confidence is rock bottom, so he's not going to be trying moves that he otherwise would do. But we're so close here. I just feel like another driver here would be going for this. Magnussen would be going for this. Nico isn't. Saying that though. And he's out. And he's out.
Okay.
I'm okay.
Safety car. Well, that was fun. There's a highlight.
And we've had a crash on track. Here we are, we're looking at turn 11.
So he went up the
So
outside.
close.
He turned into him.
Oh, and the car's there.
And then they hit each other like
Unable to
4 or
keep out
5
of each
times.
other's way. And they'll have to pick themselves up after that.
Yeah. Do the F2 and F3 drivers have a game face this year? I will check. I will check on that one. But one thing that is new this year is F2 and F3 races are simulated. Speaking of simulated, we might as well sim the rest of this one. So the full F2 and F3 calendar. What's the point of giving him a 5-second time penalty? He's out of the race. As is Piastri now. So yeah, the full F2 and F3 season is simulated this year. So you can see the results of races. You can't watch the races, but you can see the results. And the F2 and F3 drivers also develop throughout the season. So they don't just stagnate if they're not in F1. Which is, again, a massive, massive upgrade from last year. Oh look, that cars can overtake under a safety car. Ooh, controversial. So we've now got no points, and I'm pretty certain we have no front wings for the next race, which is going to be fun. Should we just watch Perez or something, who's currently winning? When the safety car ends. There's only a few laps remaining. Oh, he's lost first place now to Leclerc. I like Leclerc. Let's watch Leclerc. We can chat about the game. Is the DRS in the game overpowered again? No, it is not. Not that I've experienced anyway. I think the DRS is a lot better this year. It has everything to do with drivers moving out into the dirty side of the track to pull off overtakes. The aggression, the defending, everything like that. DRS is now a lot more like it is in real life. DRS trains do still exist, of course, but they're not as bad, in my experience at least. Go AlphaTauri, get Ricciardo for De Vries. That's what I wanted to do for this stream today as well. But yeah, apparently Ricciardo's too expensive, even for AlphaTauri. So I might try and get him for Haas instead. I think I know who he'll replace as well. But we'll see. Can't sack a driver after one race. Who are you? Helmet Marco. Drivers keep their gloves on when going onto the podium. Did I see that? I don't think I saw that myself. Of course, everyone has different experiences playing the game. Let's speed up. We'll watch the final lap with Leclerc. I think we get a slowdown again for that. I think Charlie might have snatched this one, you know. Doesn't appear to be getting caught, although Verstappen is right up behind him now. This is going to be a battle between these two. Last lap crash. Could be interesting. Oh. Oh, did they touch there? Did they touch there? That was very close. Leclerc now with DRS though. This is easy back in first place. Max never learns. He always overtakes on the first DRS. He forgets the second one exists. Poking fun. Yeah, I think that's probably going to be the most played thing in F1 Manager though this year is start at AlphaTauri, replace De Vries with Ricciardo. So when you say game faces, do you mean when they're like in game like this in races rather than on the menu screens? Is he getting past? Oh, I thought they touched again then. Charlie's going to need a good back straight here. I wish we could see like his ERS usage and things like that. I think Max might have got this one now. I've cursed Leclerc. For once, it wasn't the Ferrari strategist that cursed him, it was me. There you go. Verstappen wins, Leclerc second. Oh, you mean in the menu screen? Okay, we can check that then.
Over the finish line and today's winner.
We can definitely have a look at that. So with the race ending, we didn't quite save Haas this time around, but you can save money on F1 Manager 2023 if you use the code F1MRG when you check out at the link in the description and also pinned at the top of the chat. It is in the chat as well somewhere. I might actually copy and paste it again just so you can see it again. But yeah, if you follow that link, use the code F1MRG, you can save 19% on F1 Manager 2023 thanks to our friends at the top of the screen there, Fanatical.
And we'll certainly kick things off in style here at the Bahrain Grand Prix.
Yeah, we don't need to. Oh, they are wearing their gloves. They are wearing their gloves on the podium. You're quite right. I don't think that looks anything like Fernando as well, by the way. Up here, that's a good Max. That's an all right Leclerc.
I'd be really keen to know, how do you think the
that looks like the guy who plays Santiago's dad in Goal. But yeah. Anyway, I don't know why we're high-fiving. We got nothing to high-five about. Right, yeah, we're at the bottom. We're absolutely stone dead last. They do have their gloves on. Yeah, I don't know what that was. That's a post-release patch for sure. Fittipaldi, did he develop? Sure. We'll say he's done something there. We got some sponsors money at least. That's the main thing. Neither of our drivers finished 10th or higher though, so not the best start. How are we doing for time? I think right now we'll have a look through some of the menu screens and things like that, and then we should be good to finish for 4 o'clock still. So, drivers, let's say we don't like Nico anymore. Let's just say, you know, he should have pulled off some overtakes and we want to replace him. So if we go contract and scouting. So who have we got, potentially, that we could bring in? Well, you can see already here, the, who are you? You are in F3. And his face is indeed in the game. I'd love to go to Saudi today, but I was hoping to get this wrapped up by 4 today, because believe it or not, I do actually have a job to go back to. But if you want to see more streams like this, the best way to let us know that you're enjoying what you're seeing is to smack that like button. Share the content as well. If we can get the views up and we can get the likes up, then yeah, we'll carry on doing this, definitely. This has been a lot of fun. I'm enjoying the game. I loved the game last year. I'm very much enjoying it so far this year. This is a lot of fun. Shall we try and take advantage of the Ferrari Driver Academy? So who have they got? Giovinazzi springs to mind. He's rated 78. What's Nico? He's 79. So not better. I will cry if the other drivers keep their helmets on. I wouldn't count on the F2 and F3 drivers having their faces scanned. That might be one step too far, but at least their avatars are in the game, so that's good. If I was to replace a driver, who would it be? It would have to be Nico, right? We'd have to bring someone else in for Nico. If you hired them and then go to the main menu, do they have a game face? I imagine they would have what we just saw, but here. Should we find out? Let's do one. Let's like Nico. Sorry, mate. We're using you for an experiment. Who have we got in F2? Teo Porcher. Rated 75. Do we know much about you? I don't think we know anything about you, so we're kind of going off guesswork here. Okay, proposed contract. So you're going to be replacing Nico. We'll do it immediately. Yeah, we'll do 2 seasons. A massive salary. I could change Fittipaldi, actually. That's not a bad idea. I kind of want to hire a new driver anyway. I'm harsh, I know, but I'm really not impressed with Nico's race there. That was a good strategy, and he balked it big time. So let's say 1.5 million immediately for 2 seasons in car number 2. We'll ignore race bonus and signing bonus and things like that. Contract declined. He wants a signing bonus. Okay. This is something else I don't like. There should be a button here that says renegotiate or something like that instead of having to click back. Now I can't remember what it was he wanted. It was a signing bonus, wasn't it? Let's go for like 50k, which he's probably going to reject. Yeah, signing bonus. He's not happy with it. What can we get the signing bonus up to? That's the question. Let's be a bit more ambitious. 200,000. This is for Teo Porcher. Don't forget. His patience is running out. He's accepted. Awesome. Right. Hire. Welcome, Teo. So there he is there. If we go back to the home screen, there he is there. Does that answer? How do you know he wants 150? Is that on the screen? Did I just completely miss that? That also sounds likely. But yeah, hopefully that answered your question. He's there on the screen in his Haas overalls. We must have so much damage. Yeah, look. Destroyed, destroyed, destroyed. God. Oh, lads. Expensive. We don't even have a gearbox on car number 2 now. What did you do, Nico? What did you do? And our sporting director has now got low morale. The home screen. Oh, the home screen. The main menu. So let's do this. We'll overwrite that. We'll go back to the main menu for a second. And we'll have a look and see what's there. There's Kevin. Again, I wouldn't get your... There he is. Helmet on. Yeah, unfortunately, helmet on. Okay. So we're not going to go to Saudi. We're not going to do that today. We haven't got time, I'm afraid. Race results. So you actually won your last race in F2 by the looks of things, which is good. Or you're leading the championship, which is good. Not necessarily won a race. Yeah, what on earth are we going to do? So we need new chassis. Probably 2 of them. We kind of need to rush them, which is going to cost more. I can imagine it's a budget thing. Having to do facial scans for every driver, every reserve driver, every F2 driver, every F3 driver. That would be rough. Yeah, BST, based in the UK. Right, so we're creating 2 new chassis. Front wing. I guess we're going to have to put new front wings here as well. It says we've got 4, so that should be fine. What else is broken? Suspension. So I'm guessing this is the good one. We'll stick you on car 1 for now. Even F2 though would be a lot. Okay, so car 1 is done. Car 2, you need a new rear wing. We got loads of rear wings, so we don't need to worry about manufacturing new ones there. And new suspension, which we don't have. We need to make more of these. F1 23 doesn't have reserve drivers scanned though, to my knowledge. And Ricardo isn't yet in the game, so yeah. Oh, powertrain, you need a new gearbox. Yeah, it'd be cool if you could fix gearboxes and other components. Maybe you can. Again, maybe that's just me. ERS here, we need a new ERS for you as well, because you completely destroyed the last one. Sonoda at Williams would be fun. Sonoda and Albon at Williams, that would be a great pairing. Okay, I think the car is okay again, so we can continue. Oh, it's got an achievement. Build or upgrade a facility. So the race simulator is done. So now we can start seeing how our drivers develop in the simulator, which was here. Facility bonuses. So a memorabilia room might help, although there's not much this is the front wing that we snapped off in Bahrain. It's that kind of memorabilia. Team Hub is currently under construction. You've got a 3-year contract with 2 years remaining, so you're fine. Fittipaldi, what's your contract like? You've got 10 months, so we don't need to worry about you either. Okie dokie. Yeah, continue. What else could we do? We could look at staff. Suspension low stock. That is the one that we're currently developing now, I believe. So that should be fine. Cars, warehouse. What is this? Suspension. So it's this one. Yeah, already developing, or manufacturing, I should say. Yeah, everything in this game it's smooth. Like this here, it's smooth. The cutscenes are a little choppy, particularly the live action, if that's the right way of saying it. Cutscenes are a bit choppy. They seem to not be very well optimized. But these animations here are quite nice. I do like them. Let's have a look at staff. Could we bring in a new head of aero or something like that, just to wrap things up as well? Contract scouting. Who's good? Here's a question. We are currently working on articles for, you know, best sporting director, best head of aero, things like that. They may even be up already while I've been live here. So feel free to check those out as well, racinggames.gg. We will have a full comprehensive list of, you know, staff members, drivers, everything that you could possibly need. So do keep an eye on that over the following days. Peter Prodromu. Prodromu. My goodness. It's not even a hard to pronounce name. I'm just having a tough time with it. Or we could go with Dirk de Beer. Underfloor is the best upgrade. Thank you. I will make a note of that. If we do more of these streams, that would be useful. Jared Murphy. I didn't even know who the Mercedes head of aero was. That's another thing this game's good for, is it educates you. We're not going to get Red Bulls, not in a month of Sundays. So we could go for Dirk de Beer, purely because he has an awesome name as well. Oh, he doesn't like us. Oh, Dirk. That's really sad. I was so looking forward to hiring you. Ian Gregg? I mean, what are we on again? Again, it doesn't actually take you back to where you were. 78 is what we're currently on. We could do with better than that. Although you've got the ability to potentially improve. But we could also take a shortcut and just hire someone better. You're not interested, you're not interested. You're open, but you're basically one better than what we've got. Okay, that's not going to work then, is it? So we're just going to have to put you on a development program. Aero principles we can improve. So that's things like, yeah, high speed downforce, low speed downforce, which is something that we were struggling with our development screen. Let's go with aero principles. We'll get you boosted. And then for race engineers, responsiveness. That seems to be one that you're rubbish at. So we'll go with you. And then for you, responsiveness as well. Yeah. Mike Crack's a team principal, you see. So he has got the best name in F1, bar none. But I'm not replacing myself. Because that just doesn't wash. Let's go with innovation for Toby Brown here. So yeah, we could improve the engineering team, but I think we need to upgrade the factory for that. I don't remember agreeing to reduce salary. That must be before you start. And then the scouting team, kind of same problem. We could start scouting people. We could start scouting drivers. But again, that depends on whether we're continuing this save or not. We could look at some F2 drivers. Verschaw, Forshaw, Beauchamp. Jack Doohan is always a good one. But he's kind of, in real life, he's Alpine, isn't he? So we can't steal drivers from Alpine because they get very, very angry about it. But we will do some scouting. Alrighty then, folks. I think that actually will do it for this stream. Sorry we didn't get any points in Bahrain. That definitely wasn't part of the plan. Certainly makes for an entertaining stream, but it wasn't part of the plan. Thoughts on the game so far, though? I think it's really good. The improvements are definitely visible, very obvious. The visor cam alone is spectacular. I really do like the driver confidence. It's just unfortunate that we saw the bad side of it today. But, you know, things like the new tactics are really good. The animations, we saw, again, a little bit of ropiness out on track, but it's not a massive issue. The fact is, if they collide, they collide, and the crash animations are still very much there. They have improved them from last year. There is a notable improvement, but for the most part, I think the game is definitely an upgrade on last year. Our video review will be coming out, I think, early next week, possibly on Monday. The written review should be out on the website already, RacingGames.gg. Once again, if you want to check that out. But yeah, it's a good game, and if you guys want us to carry on playing it on stream here, then like I said, the best way to let us know is to hit the like button, share the content, keep watching, and that's the best way to let us know that you're enjoying what you're seeing. Once again, huge thanks for Fanatical for sponsoring this stream today, and if you want to get 19% off F1 Manager 2023, use the code F1MGR and follow the link both in the description and pinned to the chat. Thank you everyone for coming in and watching. It's been awesome. We've had loads and loads of really cool people here getting involved. Sort of deputy team principals, as it were. Like I said, apologies that we didn't get any points today. We should definitely get some next time. Saudi is a good track for sort of unexpected results. So I reckon we could pull off something, assuming we do another stream, of course. Thanks for watching. Have a good rest of your day, wherever it is in the world you are. Feel free to check out the F1 Manager stream that's starting over on their channel at 4, so in 6 minutes time. And yeah, take care. Have a good one.